Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Bookie Monsters. My name is PK. It is Monday, February 12th. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm having a hard time accepting that it's Monday morning and my brain is just not engaging. So we're just going to ease into Monday. Nice and easy. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you read good books. Kim says, Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We are here to look at the new releases that are being set into the wild this week. And every day of the work week, Monday through Friday, we look at a different genre of what is being set into the wild this week. And on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries because there's always so many of them, which is, a good problem to have. Quick announcements Mondays, no sprints on my channel. If you do want to do some sprinting this evening, Storm over on Storm Reads has them this evening starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And so my next sprints are tomorrow evening at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Stormy day here. Power was off for about an hour last night. Oh, wow. Absolutely. That is go back to bed weather. I'm with you. I can't go back to bed. We've got a new salesperson starting, so I've got to be up and running. Let's take a look at some cozy mysteries. Let's double check the release date. We're okay. Death at St. Jude's by Mary Grand, second in the Isle of Wight killings. Cozy as in this is an amateur sleuth, it looks like. The Isle of Wight has always felt like a safe place to live for keen dog walker and reluctant sleuth Susan, but after being involved in the investigation of a troubling crime near her old home, Susan decides to move to the peaceful village of Bishopstone. Susan loves the sense of community and immediately throws herself into village life, volunteering at the local primary school and joining the choir at St. Jude's. So, when there's an altercation at the meeting of the choir committee, followed by a shocking accident involving head teacher Lawrence, Susan is dismayed to realize her powers of deduction may be needed again. There is a dangerous criminal hiding in plain sight, and with the police reluctant to help, Susan must put together the pieces of the fiendish puzzle to flesh out a killer before they strike again. They are following you. Valentine Vendetta, which is very timely for this week, by Daisy Landish. Second in the Mystic Moon Mysteries, only 45 pages. So this is a short story. So if you're looking for a Valentine's Day short story, well, there you go. We move on. Anything less than 100 pages, if there are many to look at, we keep moving. Number 77 of 82 by Nick Saint. And it's not under 100 pages. Well, good for that person. Max Ark. As a rule, I am a very hospitable sort of cat, but it's a talking cat. But when the storm of a century descended upon Hampton Cove and animals from all around started flocking to our home in search of shelter from the elements, it took some adjustment on my part. And then, of course, there was the string of murders that suddenly shook our neighborhood, with a serial killer using the storm to cover his tracks. So it wasn't long before it was all paws on deck, and we were battening down the hatches to save women and children first, though I could be mixing my metaphors. Murder Overdue. Sometimes I like February 18th. We don't have an 18th this week. We have one next week. I was gonna say I sometimes like cartoonish type of covers, but that one just doesn't do it for me. That's just me. Opinions vary. Your mileage may be different. A Cold Day for Murder by Karen Kaufman, third in the series, February 12th, today. Meet Kelsey Butler, coffee addict, dog lover, mystery buff. When an anonymous host invites Kelsey and her friend Angela to spend a free weekend at an isolated lodge in the mountains, say no. Kelsey's curiosity is piqued. On arriving at the lodge, she discovers that 7 other guests have been invited, flag number 2, and none of them know who their generous host might be, flag number 3, or why that host insists they attend storytelling sessions each night. Before long, tensions mount, and the weekend turns deadly when one of the guests is found dead. With a snowstorm bearing down on the lodge, as it always does, and blocking contact with the outside world, Kelsey and Angela must uncover the killer before it's too late. I'm sure they would say it's an homage. Um, this one we might save for Thursday. It's being billed here as a cozy dragon mystery. We'll have to remember that one. Looking forward to Murder Overdue. They've gone downhill, but I still enjoy them, and that's what matters. Reading is pleasurable. New Hamish Macbeth, book number 36, Death of a Spy by M.C. Beaton. Comes out tomorrow. Sergeant Hamish Macbeth has some major problems to deal with, crimes and criminals, even law enforcement agents that he doesn't want anywhere near his beloved Highland village of Lochdoe. Hamish is worried about how the locals, as well as those in the wider area of his territory in Sutherland, will react to his new assistant officer. The officer is none other than the enigmatic American James Bland, who is on an exchange scheme from his home city of Chicago, supposedly to study policing methods in Scotland. Hamish knows that this is far from the truth. Having recently become involved in identifying a Russian spy ring to solve a murder, he is aware that Bland's mission is to track down the members of the spy network still at large. Bland trusts Hamish to help him find all those who may have been or may still be in league with the Russians. In the meantime, he and Bland have to contend with the everyday chores of rural policing. The tourist season brings with it the usual crop of traffic incidents, lost wallets, lost dogs, and people who are simply lost. But a spate of burglaries and robberies committed by a man described as having a gold tooth and a spider's web tattoo on his neck give Hamish cause for serious concern. The robberies become increasingly violent, and the man is dubbed Spider-Man by the local police press. Hamish has to use all of his contacts and every ounce of his Highland guile to find the robber. DM me for murder. Got a hair tickling. Yes, my hair is very long, but hair appointments in 2 weeks. We gotta put up with it and not cut it myself. Don't cut myself. Oh, and there's no description there. Here we go. This is by Sarah E. Burr, third in the trending topic mysteries. A social media collab turns deadly for influencer Coco Klein. Cordelia Coco Klein is over the moon when she learns mega influencer Latage wants center of attention consulting to handle her rebranding campaign. But things come crashing down when Coco arrives for a brainstorming meeting only to find Latage dead on the floor of her rented mansion. While the Central Shores police don't suspect Coco of the disturbing crime, the internet has other ideas. Coco is horrified to see the hashtag Coco Klein is the problem trending everywhere on socials, with anonymous accounts accusing her of having a hand in Lataj's tragic death. Armed with her phone and her fabulous friends, dubbed the Sleuth Squad, Coco dives into Lataj's glamorous over the top world of influencer turned celebrity. Who in Central Shores would want the LA native dead? What skeletons had Lataj been hiding? Yeah, I'd say very trendy. 20 years from now, they will be going, oh, how quaint. How quaint. The Maid in the Mansion number 3. The book is called, which is really strange. Look at this cover. The series name is The Maid in the Mansion, and the title is A Missing Guest, but very strangely put together. Although that's a nice font. This is in post World War II England. Number 3 in the series by Fiona Grace. 154 pages. As Mary navigates the delicate intricacies of high society, she also finds herself privy to their darkest secrets. As a maid, Mary moves through mansions unnoticed and unheeded, allowing her to overhear tales of jilted lovers, gossip from fellow maids, and secrets straight from the mouths of the rich and elite. As Mary delves deeper into the intricate web of secrets within the stately manor, she encounters a cast of eccentric and intriguing characters, each with their own secrets and their own motives for murder. Will Mary uncover their secrets in time or become just another story whispered about in the grand halls? The Woman Who Lowered the Boom. Not sure why this is in cozies by David Handler. Holy moly, they need to adjust that Kindle price. 287 pages. Doesn't say which book it is in the series, but I know it is a series. The beloved ghostwriter sleuth finally on the precipice of reclaiming his previous literary fame when threats against his editor appear to put both his career and her life in jeopardy. Stuart Hoagie Hogue is walking on cloud nine after meeting with his editor, Norma Fives, where she predicts his new book is sure to establish him as the next great American author. It has been years since he has even dreamed of such success after a crippling case of writer's block limited his literary aspirations to ghostwriting celebrity memoirs. But his happiness is short lived when, at his next meeting with Norma, she asks for his help in discovering who is behind a series of increasingly threatening letters sent to her attention. Norma herself is not overly concerned about the letters, but her boyfriend, Detective Lieutenant Romain Very of the NYPD, thinks the threat of violence against Norma should not be easily dismissed. Very feels the combination of Hoagie's detective skills and knowledge of the underbelly of the publishing world make him the perfect person to investigate the matter. Plus, Hoagie is a friend he can trust to take care of the love of his life. Hoagie agrees, if for nothing else, then to ease the minds of two people he cares about very much. After all, this is likely to be nothing more than a dramatic gesture from a frustrated writer. Swept Up Secrets by Diane Harmon. Clean Sweep Cozy Mystery number 5. Since the discovery of the Howland treasure, Jane's life has taken unexpected turns. Her ex-husband Evan has reappeared, stirring up past emotions for her and her children, further complicating her life. Meanwhile, her budding relationship with Marcus has stalled since he recently departed for work overseas, leaving Jane to navigate her feelings alone. And then there's Henry, the historian responsible for Jane and her children finding the treasure, who is also interested in Jane, but each man comes with his own problems. It's tough being popular. Jane's journey is not just about navigating complicated relationships. Her story also unfolds in her professional life. As the owner of a cleaning service business, Clean Sweep Services, Jane becomes an unwitting detective. The story introduces a new twist when her friend Brett enlists her help to investigate mysterious troubles at McCormick Heating and Air Conditioning. Reluctant yet determined, Jane delves into the world of business sabotage, where she must unravel a web of deceit and confront potential suspects, including a disgruntled former employee and a competitive business owner. Okay. Looks like this one so far is not available in Kindle, just hardcover and paperback. Interesting cover. Assassination in the Glade by Kate Martin, a Viking witch cozy mystery. Ingrid Torfa lives two lives. In one, she struggles to get by as a book illustrator in the tiny town of Rund in the north shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota. But in the other, she serves as a Norse witch of Volva in the town of Vilmark, where the descendants of a lost colony of Vikings hides inside a pocket dimension far from the reach of the modern world. So, like Brigadoon, only Vikings. Usually balancing the needs of those two worlds dominate her time and energy, but this time Vilmark her trouble enough to consume offers her trouble enough to consume her. Young men, I told you I'm not awake yet. Young men keep disappearing in the fields south of Vilmark, a place of no danger in the past. The council tells her to leave it to the guardians known as the Thors. Thor can come anytime. Then one of the Thors turns up. There's more than one Thor with mixed up memories and a missing brother. That's okay. He comes back every movie. Not not even the council can stop Ingrid from getting to the bottom of this latest mystery because her own Thorbjorn just might be next. Well, good for them for putting a spin on that. Copies required. Okay. Jen McKinley has a new one. Big name. Big name. Big name alert. People are dying to. This is what? Fatal First Edition. 14th in the Library Lovers Mysteries. People are dying to get their hands on a rare, valuable book. Briar Creek Library Director Lindsay Norris and her husband Sully are at a popular library conference in Chicago to hear book restoration specialist Brooklyn Wainwright give a keynote address. After the lecture, Lindsay looks under her seat and finds a tote bag containing a first edition of Patricia Highsmith's Strangers on a Train. Very cool. Inscribed to Alfred Hitchcock. Brooklyn determines the novel is one of a kind and quite valuable. You think? So Lindsay and Sully return the book to the conference director, not wanting to stir up any trouble. But just hours after the pair boards the train back to Connecticut, rumors that the Highsmith novel has gone missing buzz amongst the passengers, and they soon find the conference director murdered in his private compartment. And worse, the murderer planted the book in Lindsay and Sully's room next door, making them prime suspects. Now they must uncover the murderer and bring them to the end of their line before they find themselves booked for a crime they didn't commit. That makes no sense. If the person was killed to get that valuable book, why leave the valuable book as evidence against somebody else? I don't get it. And so it begins. I say that every morning. By M.S. Peak, I'm assuming. Uh, related to a happy camper mystery. A storage unit unfit for murder. A storage unit turned crime scene, and a handyman with a stolen painting, and an overbearing mother. Unemployed ex-reporter Winnie Hackleshack fends off pool sharks and a handsome detective as she gets thrown into her first mystery. Winnie Hackleshack didn't take risks, not in her career, not in her marriage, nowhere. When her marriage falls apart and the newspaper she worked at for over 20 years makes cuts, Winnie finds herself living with her mother in her childhood room. It didn't take long before she decided she needed a change, but when she gets caught up in a murder investigation, things get out of hand quickly, and as Winnie uncovers the truth, she needs to find a way to escape without becoming part of the death toll. This is a prequel to the Happy Camper Mysteries. Interesting. One of those how did she get there slash origin stories. Corpse in the Cafe, a French Quarter mystery. Oh, if you're looking for maybe a Mardi Gras-ish tone, well, there you go. This comes out tomorrow. This is by Jen Pitts, Sixth in the French Quarter Mysteries. A spotlight should have been on, oh dang, the phone is in the kitchen. It's going to go and go and go. Sorry about that. I just realized. For the latest artist showcase, everyone is dying to meet the mysterious new artist in the French Quarter. The very person they yearn to meet becomes a victim no one expected. Sammy quickly learns the artist's arrival in town wasn't as innocent as it seemed. She discovers multiple suspects and motives brewing under the surface. The longer the case remains unsolved, the worse it becomes for her friends and the cafe. Could another murder be percolating? Can Sammy unveil the truth before the trail and the coffee go cold? Read it and find out. 206 pages. And there's the covers. And yes, the alarm is going. We have run out of time. And it's just going to keep going and going until I stop. So we're going to do this super, super, duper quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching it live, thank you so much for being a morning person. If you're watching it later when I repost it, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please hit the like, subscribe, the notification bell. I don't have sprints tonight. I have them tomorrow at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. Tonight, if you want to do some sprints, you can check out Storm at Storm Reads. I hope you have a very good Monday. Thank you, Kim. You have a good day too. We'll have to find out how your test went if you have results. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.